Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, fuck everybody, just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
The family reported to police early Friday morning, early in the day, around 10 a.m., that the two kids they believed had left the home through a sliding door, which they say is quite silent when it opens and closes. So that's how they believe the children may have left the home. That's what the police have been told. At this point, there has been, again, this ongoing search and rescue operations. Police said they've searched thoroughly 4 kilometers of wooded terrain using GPS and grid searches. But of course, again, with all of these questions that are left on day 6 of this search, questions are starting to circulate around what could have happened to these kids. Could they have met with foul play, unfortunately? Here's what we heard from police when they were asked that question just last hour.
I'm not going to comment on specifics of the investigation. We're going to continue on, and when we get to a point that we've got information that we're able to make any decisions that are able to be public, we'll let you know at that time. But right now, I'm not going to comment on specifics.
Those are the statements related to Lilly and Jack Sullivan, the siblings that are missing out of Nova Scotia, Canada. We haven't heard any more details, but there has been suspicious activity, some inconsistencies in their statement, the infighting between the mom and the stepfather, the mother leaving the area and not returning, and of course, the oddity of where the kids could have gone in the middle of nowhere. And these children disappeared on May 2nd, 2025, and have not been seen or heard from since. Now, Lillian Sullivan is 6 years old. She has shoulder-length, light brown hair with bangs, possibly wearing a pink sweater, pink pants, and pink boots. We also learned she has a white backpack with strawberries on it as well. Jack Sullivan, he's 4 years old, blonde hair, and was last seen wearing blue dinosaur boots. And again, they disappeared around May 2nd. According to these dispatch communications between officers and headquarters, was pretty enlightening. They said on multiple occasions that the parents had last seen these two children in their bedroom at 8 a.m. in the morning. And so many people are scratching their heads wondering why it took until almost 10 o'clock before law enforcement was called. We're also learning right now that there are some allegations that there was a house party shortly before, a day or two before these children disappeared. And most notably in this whole grand scheme of things is the backyard. So this is the backyard, as you guys can see. And up here, you guys see the sliding glass doors. Now, why is this important? It's because these parents are saying, one, that they were sleeping and had not seen or heard their children until they realized they were missing. And they had to have come out this sliding glass door. And this sliding glass door doesn't make a sound. Now, based upon everything I'm kind of seeing here, I don't believe this sliding glass door is as nice and light and sound free as they would like to make it out to be. But this would have been the area that they believe that the two kids would have left the house through this noiseless door and came out here to this area. Now, one thing that you notice is this fencing. You have all of this fencing here. They're trying to imply that a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old climbed over all of this to get out of this area. And they did this in a matter of 20 minutes. God bless each and every one of you. We will see you soon. Are we awake yet? Because I'm just asking. I'm just asking because I see a couple people saying, "Oh, just like Amy's out here saying, oh, Amy says she needs a cup of coffee. Get her a cup of coffee and a bullhorn and a bullhorn. Get her a cup of coffee and a bullhorn." Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty channel. I hope you guys are enjoying the fact that you're waking up on a Saturday morning. Most of you are through your week. Most of you guys are through your week, but we do have something coming out of New Orleans, Louisiana. 10 inmates, 10, a big old fat 10, escaped. Now, I feel some type of way. I'm not going to get into the Miss Fitzpatrick. She's the chief of police. Now, if you guys recall, if her name sounds familiar, you're absolutely right, because she was the one that was required to secure the area in New Orleans for New Year's. Do you guys remember what happened on New Year's? That truck got through these barriers that should have been fixed a long time ago and unalived a mess of people. And that was under Miss Fitzpatrick's watch as well. And so now when I saw her in the news, I'm like, wait a minute. That poor lady should be retired by now. I mean, you had one of the largest terrorist attack under your watch because you failed to prepare. And now we've got, it's not 10 inmates loose now. We've collected 3 of them. But you're talking about the worst of the worst. You're talking about unalivers, you're talking about arrests. So here's your inmates that are now running across the country again under chief or commissioner or whatever the hell her name is, Fitzpatrick. The lady, I'm sorry, like I believe that you can put your mind to doing anything you want to do, but I think there should be an age limit in law enforcement. I'm sorry, beat me up, okay, whatever. I'm pretty sure people will, oh, Betty, what a mean lady Betty is. But I'm sorry. Look at all of the atrocities under this lady's watch. We got bad guys on the street. It is failed leadership. Period. Failed leadership, failed leadership, failed leadership. It's time. This is the second main event under Commissioner, Chief, whatever her name, Fitzpatrick's watch. So it's time for her to hang up her blues and enjoy her golden years with her family. With her family. So we have some bad guys running loose. There's the photo. I'm going to keep them up just for a few minutes. If you need to take a screenshot, take a screenshot. But please pass this around. We need to get these bad guys off the streets. They are out loose. They will. Some of these people have nothing to lose, okay? That means they will argue, they will rob you, they will jack you. They will do whatever they have to do and can do to stay out. Now, is all of them going to do this? Probably not. I'm sure there's maybe 1 or 2 of these guys that called their girlfriend to get a booty call, okay? Probably not out on the street, probably smoking some dope in a freaking whatever, right? Okay, I get that. Some of these people will do that. But these other people that are out there that want to do bad things, they're going to do bad things while they're out there free. And we need to get these bad guys off the street as soon as possible. Again, under Miss Fitzpatrick's watch, we, on January 1st, 2025, let me put her face up here. Might as well. Chief, I think she's Chief Fitzpatrick. Let's get her shiny little face up here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. We get it? There she is. Her beautiful little face. Hold on. We're going to get her up here. She needs to be. There we go. There we go. That beauty right there. Not to be rude. Not to be rude. Not to be rude. Don't misunderstand my criticism here. But what we have just had just a few months ago, not even 4 months ago, a little over 4 months ago, we had a terrorist attack, and the only reason why it was able to be carried out is because of the lack thereof of planning and securing the area by that lady right there that just popped up off my screen. Too many requests. This is my first request. I appreciate it, but it's just my first. I promise. I promise it's my first request. If it does it again, we'll have to probably get a different picture. But that's who she is. And while it's loading up, maybe I should just put my face back on here because this is another printed material and they always screw everything up. So let me read this. On January 1st, 2025 at 3:15 a.m., Shamsuddin Jabbar, 42-year-old American man, drove a pickup truck into a crowd on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, Louisiana, then exited the truck and engaged in a shootout with the police, and then was eventually fatally unalived. So again, it's not to be rude, but when you have something like this attributed to your record, and it's attributed to your record for failing to do certain things to make sure the people that were enjoying themselves are safe, she should have stepped down and retired at that point. And now we've got 10 inmates, now 7, running loose on our streets. I think it's time for this lady, in all respect, it's not to be rude here. Oh, hey, Sergeant King. It's nice to see you, my love. I hope you're doing well today. It's not to be rude, but this is about protection, okay? This is about whether somebody has the ability to protect the community. And these are 2 major issues that I have with Fitzpatrick's ability to keep New Orleans, a hub of tourism, safe. So I'm hoping that she respectfully understands it's time for her to hang up her hat and allow a new breath of fresh air to come in and manage the safety of New Orleans. I'm sorry. I just feel some type of way about it. I don't think anybody's going to be able to change my mind about how I feel about this, because I know I watched and we covered this terroristic event that happened in New Orleans on New Year's. And the images that were coming out and that were displayed on X were horrific. One poor little girl was just on her phone. And because she was on her phone, she wasn't paying attention. In a blink of an eye, she was wiped off the face of the earth. And it was all because barriers that should have been up and should have been replaced, the ones that rise out of the ground in New Orleans, well, a lot of them were not rising out of the ground. And they knew they were not rising out of the ground like they were supposed to. And because there was no barrier where there should have been a barrier, this animal was able to get into this area that would have been blocked had it been for proper planning and repairs and maintenance. That falls on her shoulders. And then again, this bust of inmates, she was the one talking about it. She's the one in the spotlight with it. Obviously, this falls on her shoulders too. So whether or not she likes to hear the words that are coming out of my mouth, I think it's time for this lady to enjoy her golden years with her family. That's all I'm saying. It's time for new blood to be breathed into New Orleans and the life of New Orleans. All right, guys, enough of my soapbox about that. So we're going to get on with the topic of conversation. And as you saw, we have 3 people on the thumbnail. We have, thank you, Jason. We have Lilly and Jack, and we also have Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And it's not that I'm tying these things together myself. I really do believe that they tie themselves together. Because, and not only that, moreover, I believe that Summer Wells is also tying themselves into this case as well. And it's not that we're doing it. I just think it's organically doing it because we have different behaviors, different traits from both of those cases involved in this Nova Scotia case where these children are missing. For example, the reason why I'm bringing Summer Wells' case into this, maybe I should have put her on the thumbnail as well. But she was in the middle of nowhere. She was on a top of a freaking mountain. I've been there many times. I've wanted to interview with Don Wells. Don Wells finally came down and talked to me. And this was over 2.5 years after his daughter disappeared. And we had a conversation. Now, he recorded our conversation after telling me I could not record our conversation. So if he still has that conversation, I would like him to release it to the public. But I digress. At the end of the day, there's a lot of issues because Don and Candace want the world to believe that Summer Wells was abducted off the top of this mountain. You can't even drive a 4-cylinder car up the driveway of this mountain without it sliding backwards. Okay? I just want to put it into perspective where they live. And they live in the middle of nowhere. The reception is terrible out there. So not a whole lot of internet infrastructure. and the parents are on a whole host of substances and have a revolving door on their home. Moreover, in the Summer Wells home, there wasn't even a freaking door on the bathroom. They had all these weird people around their young, tender age children using the restroom at their house, being able to see all of their business in front of all of these little children. And so, we have a house party with Lilly and Jack's case, and we have substances in Lilly and Jack's case. So they kind of incorporate themselves together when we're explaining stuff to our audience. Now you've got the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case, which we're just coming off of. As many of you know, I was arrested covering the details of that case for driving by their home and posting flyers. The most ridiculous thing I have ever heard of in my life. And I also found out that they're trying to push something through the Tennessee legislature and may have already approved it with the signing of Bill Lee, which is really crazy. And it sounds like they're going to be legally challenged, where they're trying to make it a criminal offense for posting things on polls in their area, and some other stuff that's in a new bill or something. So I'm going to let that move through the processes, and that it sounds like there's a lot of First Amendment nonprofits and law firms out there that's going to be picking it up, because I read about it in this legal whatever. So I know that somebody's going to be challenging that in the courts in due time. But at the end of the day, we have this whole situation with Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, where his mom wants us to believe that he disappeared on February 26th, but the evidence is supporting that he actually disappeared on February 25th. And it also appears, now this is speculative, and there's nothing factual other than a video. We do have a factual video that depicts two lights going over to a parked car. But I do believe, this is my opinion though, but I do believe that Sebastian Rogers was removed out of the home at that time. And it's because we've had many people, several people, in fact, enhance that video of the lights. And it's clear that everybody is picking up something large being carried out of the home, or out from the direction of the home to this parked car. And it appears that it's one person carrying this blob. It's not two people carrying this blob, but it's the way the blob is positioned on that person. And when you look at photos of, say, Christopher Proudfoot, he has this huge dog, 100-pound dog on his shoulders that he's carrying. So people are asking, do we believe that somebody could carry 120 pounds of dead weight? Because if he was unconscious, he would still be dead weight. If he was unalive, he would still be dead weight. And so we see this, and when you see the positioning of this blob on this other blob, it really does look like something we've seen out of a military movie, especially with them moving somebody that has been injured by gunfire or something like that, where they take them and put them up. It is something for me that resembles that. That resembles that. But when it comes to the behaviors of Chris and Katie Proudfoot, that is what, to me, resembles the most of Malia as well as Daniel's behaviors. So the environment and the circumstances around the disappearance of Lilly and Jack, I really identify more with the Summer Wells case. However, the statements and the behaviors of the mom and the stepdad in this case with Lilly and Jack do remind me a lot of the behaviors and inconsistencies of Chris and Katie. However, in this case with Lilly and Jack, we have a situation where the mom and the stepfather have split apart very, very early on in the disappearance, where mom has never been back to the area again, which again is very, very odd for me. And this is on the backs of her being told that her children are most likely unalive. They're most likely no longer. And I have to think that a mother would be in disbelief, that a mother would be out there. It's like, you know what? You tell me my kids are dead, bring me a dead body, right? So it's one of those types of things that I just feel like a mom would be doing, if you will, like I expect those types of actions um from a mom. Remember, these kids are not Daniel's kids. Now, he's been a father figure in their life since they were toddlers. That's pretty much the only father figure they've known. We know that Cody is not involved in these kids' lives. I don't even think Cody is even supporting these kids financially. I would have to assume that the financial support is coming from the state. To be honest with you, she's an at-home mom, stay-at-home mom. She's got now 3 children. I have to think that the support is coming from the state that she's receiving for these kids, because nobody's working. Somebody's got to be putting food on this table. Somebody's got to be paying the rent and whatever on that camper, unless they own it. I've heard that maybe his mother owns the property, but for whatever reason, I'm thinking that they don't own it, that they rent it. But we need to confirm those things. What are you saying? Hold on, let me go up here and read some of your other comments, Sergeant. Maybe I need to be on a different side. Hold on just 1 second. Maybe. Give me a second. It's just rolling on through. It's when I'm on this side, it takes a little while for this thing to catch up. There you are. Hold on. Okay. Let's see here. What does it say from the nation tribal? Hold on. Why can't I find you? I keep going to try to find your comment. I was reading something and I wanted to, from the nation tribal. I know that the kids, but I can never say the name of the whatever they're called, but I can never say the proper name of the tribal. What is it called? I know that they're a tribal type of nation, but I don't know if they're like, a faction, like blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm not, it's hard for me. Like, I know the Apaches, I know, Cherokee Indian, but when you start getting up in the Canadian provinces, they have all these tribal areas, and I'm just not fluent with it, and I don't know what they're called. Plantations, what? I don't know. The home is not a camping trailer. It's a mobile home, which lots of places, even USA, have. Yeah, no, we're Florida. We used to be the mobile home capital of the world back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and now because of the hurricanes, they're really trying to get away from. I'm Cree Native. Gotcha. All right, so we were told that the search efforts, and I'm just going to put this caveat on here, and why Sebastian is on this thumbnail. It's because I'm angry with Sumner County, and not because of everything I personally went through in Sumner County. I'm very angry about that too. I'm very, very angry about that. But I'm angry with Sumner County because here we've got a situation where 2 children are missing, essentially vanished, walked away from the home. If you want to dub it, run away, right? Like Sebastian was. They said the kids were in the home and the kids willfully walked out of the home and disappeared. Okay, that is the same type of statement for Lilly and Jack, as well as Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. We have a situation where Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, he was searched for for 8 days. And then all of a sudden, scaled back searches, never heard of another targeted search again with Sebastian's case, which is one of the reasons why I'm so angry. And I've expressed that multiple times before we got to this point here in Lilly and Jack's case, but we didn't even know Lilly and Jack's case was going to exist when we started talking about this. And I said on multiple occasions on this very show that I was upset because during Layla's, and Layla is an adult, not a child, and not a medically needy child. She was an adult that was addicted to substances, and nobody wanted to pick up her case. But law enforcement, even though they scaled back searches, they still had targeted searches, still to this day have planned and targeted searches. Also in Tennessee, Layla Santinello. Another one, like I said, no body, no crime. It's a no body, no crime state. I don't care what anybody tells you. If you don't believe me, look at their history. Have they prosecuted cases with no bodies? They have, like one or two. And it's usually the caveat is the person has previously confessed or recanted the confession, something to that effect. But they have never taken a nobody case with circumstantial evidence to a court. So nobody, no case is the way Tennessee works, period. Okay. And if you don't believe me, look at the Summer Wells case, look at Layla Santinello's case, look at Holland Snap's case. All these cases, they know who did it. They know what happened in all of these cases. They absolutely do because we do. But they don't have a body in either of those cases, any of those cases. And then you got Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, another missing child. I truly believe is no longer with us just by the sheer amount of time and the behaviors of the mom and stepfather. I don't believe is here. But they're not going to prosecute. I think there's enough circumstantial evidence to get a second to have enough for a second degree homicide. I do believe that they have enough of that, but they're not going to bring it. Why? Because he's never been found. He's never been found. So what really upsets me is that now we have Layla Santinello, a drug-addicted adult that's missing, that is presumed dead. They've had many targeted searches since she was reported missing. And now we have this case here with Lilly and Jack, where we've heard publicly they were scaling back the searches. But do you know they've already started targeted searches? Do you know that they've already started going out there and identifying areas that they want to go and research or search even more? Do you know that? That's what makes me so angry with Sumner County. And I expressed this to Seth. This very topic about the lack of searching for his son. At this point, they should have enough data back that they should have areas that they want to comb through just to clear, just to take a check mark off their list. And they've never done that. And they won't do that. And here we go here. Just yesterday, Canadian police, the 16th of May. Sorry, my brain took a little pause. So May 16th is when this was put out. And it says ground and air search efforts are planned for tomorrow, May 17th, as the missing person investigation into the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan continues. The searchers from Ground Search and Rescue Teams and Civil Air Search and Rescue Association, the RCMP, will focus on specific areas around Gairloch Rd in an effort to locate Lilly and Jack and advance the investigation. This search follows a large-scale air and ground search of 5.5 square kilometers of heavily wooded rural terrain in the Gairloch Rd area that began on May 2nd. On May 7th, the search was scaled back in favor of more specific searches. On May 8th and 9th, the RCMP's underwater recovery team scoured bodies of water around Lansdowne Station. The URT's 2-day operation did not uncover any evidence, and we continue to ask the public to avoid the search areas to allow trained searchers to do their work. This is why it is so important that you have a great public relations with the community when you have large cases like this. The mounted police are very, very, very transparent in their search for Lilly and Jack, despite them believing that they are deceased. And so this is what makes me so stinking angry with Sumner County, because this is what should be happening for Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian deserves this kind of attention. Sebastian deserves this kind of targeted searches. Sebastian does not deserve to be collecting dust on a file in Brandon Carter's office with no touch, no searches, no nothing. Just sitting there blowing smoke up everybody's butt. And I can't even say they're blowing smoke up everybody's butt because they've already given up on this case before this case even started. They haven't even given us one stinking update on Sebastian's case. And here we've got Lilly and Jack, and we're getting updates almost daily by the mounted police, telling us, showing us how much they are searching for them, showing the community and the public at large that they give a damn about these missing children. And then you get Mr. Snuggle Struggle from Sumner County. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Sebastian deserves better. Sebastian deserves better. We also had some updated information that came out in a clip of some news in the Nova Scotia area. So I'm going to break over to that real quick. It's not very long, but it's in the middle of an hour-long show. So I didn't want to go through an hour-long show that has nothing to do with us when we're here for Lilly and Jack. So I found it in this segment, and I'm going to go ahead and pull it up, and we're going to listen to it. Why is my mouse not working? My mouse stopped working. Okay, either way, let's listen to it.
It's going to be a damp few days.
A little bit of everything ahead of us. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Coming up, it's been 2 weeks since 2 young children vanished without a trace in rural Nova Scotia. We'll walk you through a timeline of the case so far.
Oh, I'm not in the right spot. Give me just a second. I gotta fix my mouse. It drives me nuts when I can't use my mouse. Give me just a second. It should take too long to set it back up. Okay. It is showing not connected. Okay, let's forget that one. Get device. Set it back up. There we go. Huh. It's not picking it up. Please don't tell me I have to go through this entire show without. There it is. Don't let me. I need that mouse. I need the mouse. Good gracious, I need the mouse. It's not working yet. It's not working yet. I think we're gonna have to go on with the show without it. Okay. Well, if it gets set up, it gets set up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Damn Bluetooths. Okay, here it is.
Welcome back. As we mentioned earlier, 2 young children in Pictou County are still missing. 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan haven't been seen since May 2nd. The CBC's Cassidy Chisholm breaks down what has happened in the time since their disappearance.
It's been 2 weeks since 2 young children vanished without a trace in rural Nova Scotia. Here's everything we know about what's happened since their disappearance. Around 10 a.m. on the morning of May 2nd, 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan were reported missing from their home on Gairloch Rd in Lansdowne Station. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, told CBC the siblings were out sick and not at school on Thursday and Friday. He said he believed the children must have gone outside through the sliding back door sometime Friday morning.
When we noticed that the children were gone, immediately jumped in the vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads, many culverts as I could, and waited for the police to get there.
Nova Scotia RCMP said they believed the children wandered away from their home and there was no evidence of abduction. That morning, a vulnerable missing person advisory was issued in Pictou County, and the organized search for the kids began in the heavily wooded area surrounding the family home. Volunteers searched through the night. More than 100 people were called in to help. Helicopters, drones, and police dogs were also part of the search. On Saturday, May 3rd, officials were optimistic the children would be found.
It's a huge wooded area with lots of potential. So we're just keeping all avenues open and ensuring we're covering off the entire area with a very structured search.
Around 5:30 that night, RCMP issued a wider alert to Pictou County and surrounding areas. On Saturday, the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, spoke to CTV News. She said she was hopeful and that she just wanted the kids home. The search continued on Sunday, May 4th. The children's stepfather said he wanted authorities to monitor the New Brunswick border and nearby airports in case the children were abducted. Meanwhile, 160 searchers were out looking for the children despite rainy conditions. On Monday, May 5th, police and rescue agencies continued searching, going at all hours. RCMP said searchers had located what could have been a footprint on Saturday and expanded the search effort in that area. That night, 4 drones with thermal imaging technology were used to look for heat signatures in the woods. Tuesday, May 6th marked 5 days since the children went missing.
I want to let you guys know, remember, we actually watched one of these heat signatures on our show. It lights up like a Christmas tree on those thermal cameras. It lights up like a Christmas tree. So it does. And this was what, a 2 or 3 year old child that was missing when we looked at that camera, and they were able to spot it. And I could tell immediately that it was a child. So I feel some type of way about this whole entire story, as many of you guys know, but there are some possibilities here that doesn't involve the parents, and we have to eliminate those possibilities before we start solely focusing on the mom and the stepfather in this case.
A Nova Scotia RCMP spokesperson said in an update that the case remained a missing persons investigation.
Police are pursuing all investigative avenues, and there's a variety of teams involved who are applying the tools and the skills and the expertise needed to locate and bring Lily and Jack home.
McCann wouldn't say if there had been any sign of the children. The children's stepfather told CBC that after the disappearance, the children's mother left the area to be with her family in another part of the province and blocked him on social media.
My mother had to kick some people off the property because they were saying that I did it. I had something to do with it. And I'm the only one here fighting for them, which is sad.
The children's maternal grandmother told the Canadian press the family was hoping and praying for the children to come home. On Wednesday, May 7th, Nova Scotia RCMP announced it would scale back the search for the missing kids.
We're not packing up.
I want to just let you know, that was on May 7th. Okay, today is May 17th. And they're doing targeted searches for these children. Okay? That is the reason why I'm so angry with Sumner County. Where in the hell are the targeted searches? Sebastian's not going to just find himself. Otherwise, after 14 months, he would have found himself. SRK! Is it your birthday, my love? Am I reading the chat right? Am I reading? Oops, I hit something. Oops. SRK, well, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday, SRK. Cha-cha-cha. Happy I don't get me there. I just sing to my people. I serenade my people. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
And we're not giving up. Our investigation is broad, and it won't end until we know where Lilly and Jack are and can bring them home.
McKinnon said there hadn't been any confirmed sightings of the children, and survivability was unlikely.
Well, happy birthday to you too, Donna.
Now, still be out there.
He said the searchers covered a 5.5 square kilometer area, roughly the size of Halifax's downtown, that was heavily wooded.
I'm absolutely exhausted at this point after going through 6 days of virtual hell. It's absolutely crazy.
On Thursday, May 8th, the RCMP packed up its command center in Lansdowne Station and searchers left the area. Martel told CBC he spoke with investigators from the Major Crime Unit in Stellarton earlier in the week. He said he willingly handed over his phone to police and investigators searched the home. Martel said he also asked for a polygraph test.
I just want to clear it up for everyone, not just the people online making crazy accusations and everything else.
RCMP declined to say whether a polygraph would be administered. Meanwhile, a makeshift memorial was set up at the nearby Stellarton RCMP detachment.
In a news release on Tuesday, May 13th, Nova Scotia RCMP said they were continuing to investigate. Police said they were following up on more than 180 tips from the public and had identified 35 people to interview, including community members and those closest to the children. Police also confirmed that an underwater team searched lakes in the area but didn't find anything.
On Thursday, May 15th, RCMP confirmed again that there's been no evidence to suggest the children were abducted. 2 weeks later, on Friday, May 16th, there are still no answers as to what happened to Lilly and Jack Sullivan. Cassidy Chisholm, CBC News, Halifax.
So, as you guys can see, not a whole lot of news that can be reported other than the law enforcement out there in Canada hasn't given up on finding these kids. Not like Sumner County. And I want to make sure that that's known because we should have several targeted searches right now in the case of Sebastian Drake Rogers, and we have none. None. Big old fat zero. Big old fat zero. So, we're going to keep comparing these cases because we see so much this is the way a national or international case should be ran. If you guys want to understand why I am so critical of Sumner County, is because this right here is what I am accustomed to when we're dealing with these high profile cases. We have a public information officer that's giving out details. They're being ultra transparent. They don't appear like they're giving up on these children. They've communicated with the public that they believe these children are no longer with us. They do not believe that these children have been abducted. They have been up front with the public every twist and turn as much as they can. But they're also in a criminal investigation at this point because there's no evidence that these children simply walked off the property. And you got a mom that's running away from home. And you've got a stepfather that's overly helpful. So, I mean, it's hard. It's hard. But at the end of the day, we rely on law enforcement to properly communicate with the public. At the end of the day, we do pay their bills. And I know they cringe at hearing anybody in the public say that, but they work for the people. They work for the people. We're not asking for information that's going to the integrity of any investigation. We're just asking for information so we can advise the public. Everybody's saying, this or that or whatever. I guarantee this strategy here of informing people of what they're doing, where they're going, is settling a lot more tension and is keeping the conspiracy theories at bay. And it's because they're doing this the right way. They're not being arrogant. They're not being a-holes. They're saying we're still in major searches. If you're out here searching for the kids, we're not going to stop you. Just stay out of the areas that we're searching with our professional gear and our professional sources and resources. That's all they've asked for. They haven't condemned people for trying to help. They haven't made them feel like crap for trying to help. And even after they scale back the searches, they're still very much active and showing the public how active they truly are in these targeted searches. So kudos to the Royal Canada Mounted Police and their efforts in trying to not only locate these children, but also balancing the need of the public and their concern for these children as well. So they just get all types of kudos. And if you guys don't know how a criminal investigation or a missing person investigation should be run, I'm going to tell you, look at this case here with Lilly and Jack. Look at the case of the Idaho 4 in Moscow, Idaho. They did an excellent, and I mean an absolute excellent and fabulous job at communicating with the public, keeping fears down, having great public information communication, as well as keeping the integrity of the investigation under wraps until they found the culprit, which ended up being Brian Kohberger. Those are how I personally feel all cases should be handled when they're dealing with a national or international public interest case. And these cases get a lot of attention very quickly, especially when it comes to children, because we care for our children. Our children are the most innocent of innocent, and we want to make sure that they're safe, even if they're not our personal children. And so many times we see failures after failures, and we just want to make sure that those failures are highlighted. We're going to provide criticism, and we pray to God that somebody of authority sees these things and makes the necessary changes, so we don't have to keep dealing with the same thing, the same situation over and over and over and over and over again. Just like I say, it's the same story, just different faces from case to case, it seems like. Grave Crime with Grace, thank you so much for the love and the support, saying love you all, BHB awesome. I love the fact I came in here and so many people were telling my mods thank you this morning. And I got to tell you, it warms my heart because they just don't get the attention they need. I can tell you this show would not be what it is. I promise you, if it wasn't for them, okay? They make everything so much better. They really do. I'm very fortunate and very blessed for every single one of my moderators. So thank you, moderators, for all your great work. I'm so thankful to see people coming in here and telling you guys thank you too. I don't know. It just warms my heart. It just warms my heart. That's all. That's all. Star Child, thank you for the super sticker. Patty, again, thank you for the super sticker. ER and Melanie gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership right along with It's Me Jen. Thank you so much, all three of you beautiful ladies, for gifting Bullhorn Betty memberships. And if you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell Eeyore Blues, Melanie, or It's Me Jen, whoever donated it to you, thank you. And for the three people that got their gifted Bullhorn Betty membership, welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. I hit the button a little too soon. I was a little giggy with it. Grab your straight jacket in your padded room. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Jen in Georgia, thank you so much for being a member for 11 months. Says thank you for working so hard on all of these kids. BHB, amen to that. It is a lot of hard work, no doubt. Gigi for life, 24 months. Gigi's monthly birthday's here. You're 2 years old with the Bullhorn Betty channel. God bless you. God bless you. Sebastian, Summer, Layla, and Michael. God bless you for that. Yes. So we're still here with this case of these two kids. It's really starting to lean like the parents aren't being as truthful as they should be. It seems like they are being deceptive. No pun intended. But we want to advocate for these children. These children are missing. We don't know where they are, and there are other possibilities. And let's face it, facts is stranger than fiction sometimes. So is it possible that these kids, they could have walked off or could have been abducted? Of course it is. But I'm trusting the police because they've been so involved. They've been so transparent. And they're telling us that there's no evidence of this abduction. And if there's no evidence of this abduction, there's certainly no evidence of them walking off the property. Where does that leave us? It puts us right on the front door of the mom and the stepfather. And then, so, okay, let's look at the front door of the mom and stepfather. Wait, where's mom? Oh, she's gone. She ran away from home. What in the ever loving you know what? Right? Like, that is beyond.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
I'm just saying. So we've got some problems that definitely, without a doubt, need to be resolved. Oh, yes. This is one from Sonia. If you guys want to get yours. If swearing burned calories, I'd be a thin little heifer. Is it thin or tiny little or skinny? I'd be a skinny heifer. I love this shirt. I do. If you want yours, order it from Sonia. She's got them on stock. She's got them in stock. So order them from Sonia. I love this shirt. I got to be honest with you. Now, this one she was being honest on, okay? I'm just saying, the one that I love Jesus and I cuss, she knew she was lying. I bet you her hands were burning up when she was making that shirt. I bet you she burned herself. What do you bet? What do you bet? I bet you she burned herself on that shirt when she was making it for me. All right, guys. Well, here, before I close out, I just want to give one very, very, very special shout out. So I have, if you guys noticed, my hair is done. My face it's put on. It's because I'm going to a graduation party. And this is of a beautiful young lady that I met when she was born. And her name's Paige. And she is my best friend's granddaughter. And she has officially graduated. So we're going to her graduation party today. I couldn't be more happy with her in the way she's turned out. Now, don't get me wrong. She's a pain in everybody's ass. Got to put that out there. She's definitely a pain in everybody's ass. But she's a delightful pain in everybody's ass. So I just wanted to give a big shout out to Paige for graduating. We definitely love you, and we are so, so, so extremely proud of you. So I don't think she's watching, but I felt the need to do that. So thank you, guys. Thank you. Oh, we got a couple more. Oh, thank you. Look at this. Brenda says, still waiting on my straight jacket. Well, hit your head against that padded room. That's why we got padded cells. Oh, good gracious. Love it, Brenda. Love it. Where's the birthday hat for the birthday beans? I know. I said I was going to pull it out too. I completely blew my mind this morning. I forgot all about it. I'm so sorry. And Janet became the newest member of this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club. Welcome to this crazy family. I can't even remember. My brain is farting on me here. But welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the insane asylum. Grab your straight jacket in your padded room. Apparently, we're a little low on straight jackets. Brenda's telling us that she hasn't received hers yet, so she needs the padded room so she can beat her head on. Oh, I feel like somebody is about to smack me. All right, guys, we may be back later tonight. We got to get everything back on track. I got all the stuff that I needed to get done. So that's freed up a massive amount of time. So we'll be getting stuff back on track. Probably tomorrow after church, we'll start running a few shows on this. We'll start doing some some brainstorming sessions on this show. We're going to start looking at some maps for these kids. We're going to start putting back together, our strategy that we use from case to case. So we've been talking about this case enough. We now have enough theories that we need to start challenging those theories and figuring out which ones make the best path forward. And we have to start looking at maps, because no matter how we look at this, the law enforcement believes the kids are out there somewhere. Okay. So we need to look at the maps. I truly believe 20, 30 miles out, radius, a 20-mile. If somebody could, I know we had somebody here for Sebastian Rogers. I can't remember which one of you guys did it. But if you guys can put in there 1407 Gairloch Road, and that's in Nova Scotia, Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia. If you guys are Pictou County or something like that, if you guys somebody can plug that into your system and give me a radius of let's do 30 miles. Let's do a 30-mile radius. I want to see what's in that circle of 30 miles from their house. So that's 1407 Gairloch Road, 1407 Gairloch Road in Nova Scotia. I'd like a 30-mile radius just to see where we're at, because I'd like to look at, me, I would like to look at bridges. These people are drug addicts, so I'm not expecting them to have boats and yachts and things like that. So we're talking about a lot of manual labor here. Okay. So let's start looking down that area. We'll start having a strategy session when you guys see speculation stations start rolling up in the titles. That is our brainstorming sessions. So hopefully you guys can all be here. Let's get working on this case. We're also going to be looking at the maps for Sebastian Drake Rogers as well. And we may have to break just ever so slightly. We'll be running these cases, but they're going to be only breaking news information, because we've got to get decided whether we're going to be there for Crystal Rogers' trial. Crystal Rogers' trial in Bardstown. Well, it's not going to be in Bardstown, Kentucky, but in Kentucky. We've been following that case. That case is since 2015. We're finally getting justice for Crystal Rogers. And if we're going to be going out there, there's no cameras in the courtroom, y'all. So the only way we're going to get be able to know what's going on is if I go out there, or we wait until something's released on X from one of the reporters out there. And I know McAllister, she's always, she's going to be running this. I know she does great coverage on this. We can always, double back on her coverage, or we can go out there ourselves and get it for ourselves. So we'll be making those decisions very, very soon. If we choose to go out there, we'll be only giving updates on these cases throughout the day as we cover Crystal Rogers. So the only way you're going to be getting breaking news updates on the Sebastian Drake Rogers case or Lilly and Jack's case would be if you're watching the live as we're covering Crystal Rogers. I'll be giving you guys those updates live in the Crystal Rogers coverage. So still a lot of work we still have left to do, a lot of planning we have left to do. Just Mary, is it Gairloch Road? What is this thing? Hold on here. I think it's Gairloch. Yes, it's Gairloch Road, 1407 Gairloch Road. And that's and you guys are spelling it correctly as well. Yep. Grave crime with grace. Yes, that's right. That's right. So I just want to, if we can get somebody that can do that radius thing like we did for the Sebastian Drake Rogers case, to do the 50 and the 100 miles out. I just need one for 30 miles. If we can get something like that, send it to bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. If I can get it before this evening, we can start doing some searches of the maps tonight. I'll do a live tonight about the maps. If I don't get it, then we'll still do something. I'm not sure what though, but I'm not sure when I'll be back today. So if we don't go live today, we will do it tomorrow after church. But I will tell you, after tomorrow, we're going to be getting back to our regular show. If you guys don't remember what our regular show is, because we've been in court for so long, we do TikTok lives. We do lives on the Bullhorn Betty channel. And then we do breaking news updates and other cases on the Bullhorn Betty crime stories. We are literally on social media all day long covering cases. And when we're doing it like that, I have a better ability to speak with you, to discuss the cases. I see you guys from one place to another. You know, sometimes I can't read all the comments while I'm talking, but on our speculation station days, we read the chat, we try to plug stuff in, we try to do timelines, we just build the case, and we build the case right here with all the help of everybody that's involved. So all right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. God bless. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty crime stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you. God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.